Oh, we're getting an update here from the chat.
Oh,
Like,
what's up?
Gogo Joey is informing us that Rika is a player who we know about, but
Oh,
not Real Akuma / Mystery Man. He is Silky.
oh my God.
That is shocking to me. One, because I never thought Silky would return.
Mhm.
Rika would return from retirement, and two, I didn't think he'd change his name because he doesn't have to change his name. He won the Silky Wars.
He did win the Silky. He just knocked the other Silky into retirement. But if Rika is Silky, that changes everything. Silky, of course, is a very powerful, very strong Zerg player in the Chinese region, at least used to be. Did go inactive for a while, but apparently he's back.
Yeah. I would go so far as to say that throughout Legacy of the Void, Silky was probably the best Zerg player from China.
100%. 100%.
Sorry, Sukwa, but
I mean, Sugwa was more active in Heart of the Swarm, to be fair, and a much more dominant player in Heart of the Swarm. But here we go. We're getting into game number 1. Mid-game here, as things have already been popping off, mate.
I see an army on the minimap. A Stalker army from DayDreamers assaulting Quantel's third base.
Yeah, we are 8 minutes into game number 1, and as you mentioned, Quantel does have a superior economy. Shield batteries are about to finish up as well. He will have an overcharge available soon. Meanwhile, DayDreamer is going to try and force himself forward. He does blink on top of the army.
Yeah, Blink's on top of the Immortals. It doesn't matter that battery overcharge has been popped. There's just way too much DPS coming out here from DayDreamer.
Oh, the boys are being pulled, but maybe it's a little bit too late. We do have a reinforcing Immortal coming in to support, though, and DayDreamer did lose all of his Immortals in that forward blink, so Quantel just has to survive a little bit longer. We do have a 4th Immortal on the way.
That we do. Wait, 4th Immortal?
I mean, well, the 2 of them are dead, I guess. But here we go. We have another big one, and the Immortal goes down.
And all of a sudden it becomes much more difficult for Quantel, but he does snipe the War Prism, which is gonna cut DayDreamer's ability to reinforce his army. We'll see if that matters though, because there's still plenty of Stalkers on the ground, and this is a dwindling Protoss army from Quantel. Another Immortal does come out, but it does immediately get taken down. Quantel trying to pull a couple of workers to buffer. I'm not convinced it's gonna work.
We'll see, because you know what? On top of this, Quantel does have +1 attack on his army, so he does have superior Stalkers.
Oh.
He did focus down the War Prism, so we now have slow Warpins coming across the map, but here we go. DayDreamer is going straight for the natural. He's going straight for that Robo.
And I guess it is fine for Quantel to lose these workers because he is up a base. The army supplies are starting to look a little bit comparable. That +1 attack upgrade is helping Quantel out so much. He just needs to survive. He just needs to get this Immortal out.
Oh my god, the Immortal comes out. We have a Warping of Zealots as well. DayDreamer is running out of steam here, and it's not just the upgrades, it's not just the Defender's Advantage, but also the shield batteries, the overcharge, everything coming into play, and Quantel, somehow, some way, he's holding on.
I didn't even notice he had charge.
It's crazy.
And just like that, Quantel holds with a tech lead, an economic lead, a base lead. He's ahead in pretty much every metric.
Pretty much every metric here, and DayDreamer, he is throwing down a forge. He's recognizing that he has to try and add something else here because it's not working. There we go, 3rd base is on the way, and this is a sign of, in a way, DayDreamer recognizing he can't end the game anymore. He has missed his opportunity. The window has now closed. Quantel has defended.
He has, in fact, defended, but that doesn't mean that DayDreamer can't get anything else done with this army. He is sneaking around. He was able to delay the 4th base of Quantel.
Yeah, he was able to delay that 4th, but again, DayDreamer is still trying to get his 3rd up and running. At the same time, a lot of Stalkers go down due to the Immortals here. Meanwhile, DayDreamer does have now an Observer, which means if Quantel does leave this position, DayDreamer, he's going to have the opportunity to even try and blink into the main.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that Observer. Right outside that main base.
Oh yeah, but you know what? He has to respect this because Quantel is moving out here. DayDreamer does respond. He does maneuver his army to try and defend his 3rd base, but no, he thinks better of it. He's moving out once again as Quantel's army misses his. We could end up in a really weird base trade.
That's exactly where I think we're about to end up. It all depends on whether or not Quantel decides to recall, because he is pretty deep into DayDreamer's territory. He forces the cancel on that 4th base. DayDreamer forces a cancel on that 4th base. Quantel only recalls half of his army, but he does recall all of his immortals. DayDreamer now recalls, and DayDreamer will have the defender's advantage, or at least he should.
Mate, the Forge is still alive. Oh my god, it's on 7 HP, mate. Somehow it survives. DayDreamer recalls back home, but oh, there we go. Quantel snipes it in the retreat. Not just the Forge, but also 9 probes.
9 probes. He's actually continuing to deal a little bit of damage here with his Zealot. Super important scout right now for Quantel to see this Dark Shrine as well as that Robo Facility. He knows there's a potential for Dark Templar. He knows there's a potential for Disruptors, and he's trying to end the game, and he will end the game before those units come into play. GG. It looked a little bit shaky as we recovered that game, but very, very well held by Quantel.
Very well done indeed. GG, well played to Quantel as he does take game 1. We did jump in mid-game and it was a little bit chaotic getting into that, but regardless, he does have a good result here. And those who are unfamiliar with Quantel, you know, he is endemic to our region and he is the best player in Indonesia.
Yeah. I was trying to come up with names to contest that, but yeah, no. Quantel has been the most active player from Indonesia for the past couple of years. He is, without a doubt, the best player from Indonesia, making it to ANZ Champs back in 2019, I want to say. And then that was a little bit of a, took a little bit of a hiatus, I think around 2021, but it's glad to see him back.
It's great to see him back. And when it comes to other Indonesian players, the player that comes to mind is... It's not Four Seasons. It's related to Four Seasons.
Vivaldi.
Vivaldi. There you go.
V for Vivaldi.
There you go. Yes, yes. Oh, I haven't seen him in years, but I'll never forget him.
Anyway, we're gonna be jumping into game number 2 here on Babylon. Game number 2 between DayDreamer and Quantel. We're in the top left-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in this top left-hand corner. We have our teal Protoss player coming down from the land of China, representing, I think you told me what this team was, but I don't remember it now.
Toho
representing project. Toho. Wait. Oh, it's a Toho. Oh, okay. Toho fans. Getting a forge first, he is DayDreamer.
Oh my god. Wow, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon, we have the best player in all of Indonesia getting cannon rushed. It's representing Team GDA, Quantel. Wow.
There's the pylon.
The pylon is thrown down. Fun fact, I was actually recently talking to Asher about this, and we were talking about how cannon rushes are still so good, but no one does it. No one has kind of the wherewithal to try to pull it off, and we see Quantel responding with his own defensive forge.
Huh. Does that work?
It does work here if he can get it up and running. Meanwhile, the first cannon has been thrown down. We have a gateway as well being thrown down here. DayDreamer very committed to this cannon rush. We'll see if he can pull it off, as he does have some pylons and another cannon. Sorry, some pylons on the way on the high ground.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if pulling all these probes to try to deal with that cannon is going to be worth it. I suppose if he's able to depower the cannon, then it's a moot point, but it finishes and it takes out a couple of probes. Quantel trying so hard to get a cannon of his own up and running, but it's a little too late.
Yeah, that first cannon was in range of the cannon of DayDreamer, unfortunately. He does have a second cannon, which can deal with the high ground, but here we go. The boys are being pulled once again. The first cannon, there we go, is focusing down some of these probes as well. A Zealot is on the way, and this is getting a bit out of hand.
Cannon. Yeah, that's all I can say right now, because that's everything that's on the screen.
Wow.
GG is called, and DayDreamer pulls it off. He pulls it off, and we're gonna have to send this VOD to Asher.
We really will. GG. DayDreamer ties it up 1-1 with a cannon rush. Again, you rarely see cannon rushes at this level of play in this kind of situation, but what a way to, oh my god, sorry, as I try to join your lobby, what a way to bring it back here and to bring down a player of the caliber of Quantel. That's impressive.
Yeah, really is, with a style that, like you were saying, just isn't being utilized as much as it arguably should be.
Yeah, and something that I want to remind people of as well, if you remember, this was last year. Oh, maybe it was 2021. Do you remember there was an ESL Open Cup Americas where Zest got cannon rushed?
Was last year. Zest cannon.
Zest was cannon rushed by Probe
Scout
in ESL Open Cup Americas.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, it was crazy. Everyone was talking about it. I think we were lucky enough to cast it as well. I say we, I mean the CranKy Ducklings, and even the best Protoss in the world at the time, Zest, can get cannon rushed out and cheesed out here at this level of play. It's crazy.
Yeah, you'll love to see it. And DayDreamer, it is in a much better mood right now. As you can see, we are going to be jumping into our ace match here, a PvP on Royal Blood. We're in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have our Teal Protoss player coming down from the land of China, representing Toho Project. Jisk. He is DayDreamer.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player hailing from the land of Indonesia, representing Team GDA. It is Quantel.
I love the classic skin on this map. The classic Protoss skin on this map, because look at, it's so much more fancy on the carpet with the with the what do you call it? Not pauldrons. Oh, you know that red thing at the bottom, the round thing.
Yeah. It's like it's gonna go on a carpet ride.
Yeah, it almost looks like a lantern.
True. Oh yeah, like a lamp.
Squish.
Well, like a lantern.
Yeah.
You love to see it, mate. You love to see it. And yeah, I was just gonna quickly bring up as well that Maru got cannon rushed. I think also last year to Prince. Prince cannon rushed the hell out of him.
Oh, I miss Prince.
I miss Prince as well. But yeah, you know, even the best players in the world can go down to cheese like that, and the reason for that is because it's so unexpected and it just doesn't happen too often, so you're just not so experienced at defending it because it's so out of fashion at the pro level, so sometimes it can catch you off guard. Yeah,
even the best pros who, you know, even pros who have dealt with a lot of cannon rushes at one point in the past, they're put in a position that they haven't dealt with in a while. They're still, no matter how fast they think, there's still at least half a second where they have to think, wait, how do I deal with this again?
Yeah, especially...
And sometimes all it takes is half a second.
Yeah, and especially because, like, your responses, especially against a cannon rush in a PvP, are very kind of reliant on the map and the layout of the bases. And if you haven't been cannon rushed even this season of the current map pool, just because it's a fresh new map pool, then, like, it's so difficult to know the correct response, know the correct positioning of your pylon and your cannons as well, and how to react. So what a way to tie up the series. And now Quantel is going to be going across the map. We did have 2 gate openers from both players, but Quantel is going to be delaying his Nexus in favor of Tech.
Yeah, going to be a lot more aggressive then with his oracles.
And we do have a start.
And with his Adepts as well.
Yeah, the Adepts are going to be threatening to shade into the main base, but DayDreamer is quick to wall off here at that ramp. We do see Quantel is eventually expanding, but again is going to be relying a lot on this Oracle as we have a hallucinated scout and DayDreamer sees everything.
Indeed, he does. He's going to be keeping a couple of stalkers by his mineral line. He was not quite quick enough to block one of these Adepts, but thankfully he does have a stalker back home. That probe goes down, but it could have been a whole lot worse.
Oh yeah. Thankfully, you know,
Why are you just canceling that?
You just kill that?
Wait, was that not his probe? He did kill that. Wait,
no.
I'm so. Was that Quantel's building? It can't be Quantel's building.
No,
He
no.
didn't have a pylon.
No, yeah.
No, was that his pylon?
No.
No, that was DayDreamer's pylon. No, that was DayDreamer's shield battery. Because I remember there was a. Wait. Pure chaos. You love to see it.
I mean,
we told you this was gonna be a spicy PvP.
I look at the units
and
lost.
we're getting sheer chaos right off the bat.
I look at the units lost. There's no dead pylon. There's no dead pylon in the units lost. So I guess it was cancelled, but like it didn't show the resources regained when that happened, right? Am I crazy?
That was a friendly fire kill. I'm pretty sure that was a friendly fire kill.
Oh, friendly fire kills aren't shown on units lost. True.
Yeah.
So he just killed his own pylon.
I think it was a shield battery, but
Yeah. Oh, shield. Sorry. Yeah, shield battery. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah. Sheer chaos.
Oh my
I'm here for it. I am here for the sheer chaos. You put Quantel and DayDreamer in the same room, in the same lobby, you're guaranteed some madness.
What is even happening? I don't even know what's happening, as we do have a double Oracle coming into the main base. They can one-shot probes, and they will one-shot a lot of these workers. DayDreamer not quite in position to deny this. He's going to try and shell away at one of these Oracles, but it looks like Quantel is going to get out.
Oh. Yeah, it looked like he was going to get a little bit too greedy there, but thankfully for Quantel, Blink did not finish for DayDreamer yet. 8 probes go down right at the start of the game. Quantel secures himself such a good economic lead, a solid economic lead.
Very solid indeed, and with that, the onus is on DayDreamer to counterattack, to deal some damage. You do see a third base here on the way for Quantel. DayDreamer has to try and force at least a cancel.
Yeah, he needs to do everything he can to catch back up economically. Even if it's something small, it can hopefully add up for him. He does have a sentry here with all of his stalkers, and he does have a couple of seconds where he has Blink and Quantel doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, DayDreamer has Blink. He also has the higher stalker count as well. Quantel does fall back to the safety of the shield battery. Nice Blink's overall overcharge is popped.
Yeah, and so is Guardian Shell, but that sentry is about to run out of energy. Quantel cannot get too cocky, though. He does not want to fight in a forward position where he doesn't have shield batteries or additional warpins to rely on.
I love that defensive Blink as well. Quantel does kind of zone his opponent away from his third base, does have the safety of that shield battery to fall back to as well. And Quantel is forcing DayDreamer back. And without reinforcements, DayDreamer is forced back up for now, but he does meet up with 4 more stalkers.
Yeah, 4 more stalkers. Charge is about halfway done for him as well, so should be seeing a bit of a different unit composition. While all this is going on, though, Quantel is taking advantage of this time to transfer a couple of workers over to that third base. He's getting way more gateways, and he has started Immortal production.
Yeah, Quantel has a pretty comfortable lead right now. He's got the faster third, he's got a higher economy, he's already transitioning and taking up. We see a Forge and Robo just now on the way for DayDreamer, and Quantel sees it. He even goes for a stasis trap as well. Nice reaction though from DayDreamer. Still gets 4 probes caught in that though.
Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate placement there with the shield battery. Did end up creating a bit of a choke point for himself.
Yeah, he really did, and now with this, Quantel is going to have a pretty big window, a pretty big timing where he's going to have +1 and his opponents will not, as well as a higher immortal count. So Quantel, he can just chill out, relax, and work on that timing.
He can, but he has no chill because 6 more gateways are about to finish up for him for a total of 8.
Oh yeah. 8 gates in total. At the same time, DayDreamer also wants to be aggressive here. He's zooming across the map. We have a proxy gateway being thrown down as well. I just feel like this is a bit of an anti-timing. DayDreamer, he's gonna walk into a higher upgraded army, a more sophisticated army. I don't know if this timing is really gonna work out for him, but he's gonna try. He does have a higher stalker count.
He does, but Quantel has the Immortal. He has shield batteries. There's definitely an opportunity here for DayDreamer to get something done, but not if half of his army gets stasis.
Oh, not like this, Buffy. Half the army is stasis, and that was the advantage, the one advantage that DayDreamer did have, and Quantel is just gonna step all over it. He did prematurely overcharge, to be fair, but I don't think it really matters here for Quantel.
Sorry, surrounding this army. And, I mean, DayDreamer did time this out well enough so that he can fight with his entire army, but those additional couple of seconds was all Quantel needed to finish up his additional gates, get another warp into Stalkers, snipe that Warp Prism, and completely annihilate this attacking force from DayDreamer.
The prisms go down for both players, but you know what? Quantel was the defender. He does force this all the way back. We do have another warp in of charge lots. Once again, Quantel is a little bit late when it comes to his own charge lot timing, but he has his zealots regardless, and he does have so many shield batteries to fall back to.
Yeah, the thing is, Quantel, since he's not the aggressor, he doesn't necessarily need the zealots to have charge. He just needs to have them in position to buffer for these Stalkers, and that's exactly what these zealots are doing.
Exactly. Now here we go once again. Another Immortal shows up here. We have an aggressive blink on forward from Quantel. He knows he has the momentum. He forces DayDreamer back once again as the upgrades are evening up now. But again, Quantel's Immortal count is getting higher and higher. DayDreamer, he's just focusing on a pure gateway army.
Yeah. Quantel definitely thinking forward. He's continuing to make probes. He's teching up, as you said, whereas DayDreamer stopped probing up. This is a very good kink in the armor to exploit, though. In the armor of Quantel to exploit.
It really is. Quantel miscontrolled a little bit, and he lost his earlier Immortal a little bit needlessly, as it wasn't able to be helped and supported by the shield battery. But with another Immortal showing up once again, DayDreamer is forced back, and Quantel is taking a fourth base. He's just extending his lead. Not just that, we have a Bay. We have Disruptors on the way.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say Blink Disruptor versus Blink Disruptor, but then I remembered that DayDreamer didn't tech up yet.
Yeah, DayDreamer just one step behind here. That push earlier was designed to kill. That was supposed to end the game and win it for DayDreamer, and since Quantel forced it back, DayDreamer's in a really rough position overall. We do have +2 attack on the way, so his upgrades for his gateway army is going to be able to keep up with Quantel, and hey, this Zealot run-by is going to be able to force a cancel.
Yeah, there are no defenses here. Quantel was banking on the fact that DayDreamer didn't have vision at this side of the map and was hoping he could sneak out that fourth base, but this is too much EPS. He has to cancel just before it finishes up.
Yeah, that was very close from finishing as well, so very nice run by from DayDreamer, able to keep the economy somewhat similar between the two players. Of course, Quantel has been able to mine more for longer, but regardless, DayDreamer is able to stabilize in some way. And he's also going for his Bay, but he needs time. The Bay is still not done. He has a second Robo on the way for double Disruptor production when he does get that tech.
Yeah, that Bay is not done, but you know who is done? DayDreamer, Quantel. He wants to end it now. Takes a little bit of damage on that Disruptor, but he still has another one behind that. Good Purification Nova, and he still has another in the chamber. He will not quite land it, but he at least forces the Stalkers away.
Yeah, he does force the Stalkers away. The cannon gets depowered as well, and even without the Disruptors, we have that Immortal. It's being focused down as we speak, and it will go down, but at what cost?
It's being focused down as the Stalkers of Quantel, go completely unopposed. GG is called, and Quantel will take the series 2-1, but man, was it spicy. Well played.
GG, well played. Quantel will take the series 2-1 over DayDreamer. To be expected, to be honest, because Quantel, he is a bit of a bigger name, but DayDreamer, he really made Quantel work for it. And even in the games that Quantel did win, they were pretty close. Like, DayDreamer was always on the cusp, on the precipice of breaking the defenses of Quantel. Especially game one. Game one I thought was over, to be honest.
Yeah, as did I. I mean, yeah, I did notice that for a while I didn't notice that Quantel was up a base and was that far ahead when it comes to attack. But yeah, when the 3 Immortals of Quantel were just sniped by the Stalkers, and it looked like DayDreamer still had that Stalker lead, when Quantel was forced to pull probes, I thought, okay, this is where he's going to get broken. This is where, DayDreamer pushes forward and is able to keep up that momentum. But each and every time, it looked like DayDreamer lost just enough stalkers that he wasn't confident to continue pushing. And every time he had to wait for another round of reinforcements, that gave Quantel time, because again, he had the resources, he was ahead when it came to bases and workers. That just gave Quantel that little bit of extra time to gather his defenses.
Exactly, and it was just so close every time. But I guess Quantel, maybe he knew what he could get away with. Like, as close as it was, I like to think that in my mind, Quantel is just chilling. He's cool, calm, and collected. Like, he's done all the math. He's seen the future. He knows that he should be perfectly fine with how greedy he was or how much he was getting away with. And yeah, very well done by Quantel. Very solid PvP, other than, of course, slipping up to the cannon rush. But
I mean, we all slip to cannon rushes.
True. Very true, very true. As Quantel is moving on to the round of 16, where he's going to be waiting for his next opponent.
Yeah, most likely going to be Han Mono. He is the favorite there, but you never know. Nanyo might make a little bit of might create a bit of an upset.
Yeah, he definitely could, as it looks like we have a couple of updates coming in here, and I believe Han Mono is going to be going up against Quantel.